to Thoughts That Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee Wallach. I'm here each and every day at 8 a.m. and I bring you a thought. And with that thought, we explore, we question. We become philosophers in our own life, asking what is right for us, what is wrong for us, what do we want? And so today, it really became apparent that this is not something new for me. It's probably not something new for you, but I thought it would be worth talking about today. And that is, there is a real difference between understanding something and knowing something. Think about that for a second. What's the difference? What does it mean to understand? And what does it mean to know? And how can you tell if you or someone else really gets it? Good questions, isn't it? So here's the best I've got on that at this time. When you understand something, you got the philosophy in your mind. But understanding doesn't mean there's been a decision. Understanding doesn't mean there's a commitment. And what I've come to understand is that when you know something, when you know it, you live it. You're doing it. So let's take a simple example. If you understand that meditation will change your life and you're only doing it once a week, then you don't know that it changes your life. You have an understanding of it, a philosophical understanding, but there's no commitment to it because you're not doing it every day. The same thing is true that if you have an understanding that your partner likes to be treated a certain way, but you're only maybe treating that person that way once every blue moon, then you really don't know it. And so I really get a kick out of it. People will tell me all the time, because one of the things that when you're in my circle, my sphere of interest, one of the questions I ask all the time is, so how's your spiritual practice going? And what I get a majority of the time is, well, it's going this way, that way. And I said, well, isn't that interesting? And they go, what do you mean? I said, well, you don't really know that it's a value. They said, well, I know it's a value. I said, no, you don't. You don't know if it's a value because you're not doing it. And I'm not doing that to put them down. I'm not doing that. I'm doing that to help them frame what they understand versus what they know. People they'll tell me, well, Lee, I know the benefits of water. Well, how much water did you drink today? Well, I had 2 glasses. Well, what else did you drink? Well, I had 3 or 4 cups of coffee. I had a bunch of sodas. Well, then you don't know the value of drinking water. Then I'll ask someone the idea of, hey, do you know the value of deep breathing? Well, yeah, breathing in oxygen deeply, that's great for your health benefits. Well, did you do any deep breathing this week? Well, no, but I'll get around to it. They don't know. They understand, but they don't know. Isn't that an interesting way of looking at it? What do you find in your life, or what you witness in life, that people understand but they don't know? Write it in the comments. Also, say hello to me. Tell me where you're from. We got New York out there. We've got Atlanta out there. I love this. The other day we had Egypt out there. I love that there's people from all over the world checking in here and commenting. That's what this is. This is about building our own little community where we can engage with each other. This is not me just talking. So if you've got things, you've got Dallas out there. Well, hey, welcome, fellow Dallasite. This is where we can build community. We can exchange. We can feel that there's a connection. It doesn't have to be. Connection does not always have to be in person, because, right now it's difficult to have that connection. I know last week we did Agape in person for the first time in 8 months. Let me tell you how good that was. Oh, it was so good. We've got South Florida. We've got North Carolina. We've got Grand Prairie, Texas. I love it. Thank you, folks, for checking in. Takes courage to check in and talk to me. I'm kidding. We've got more. We've got Iana is half Ukrainian, but living in Istanbul. Whoa, welcome, Iana. I'm so grateful that you found us here. And what's so great is here's what we've got in common. We're all seeking to experience greater life. We're not seeking to find a religion. We're seeking to experience greater life. And where is that power? That power is in us. That's where it is. It's not outside of us. It's not in this being out there. No. Stop buying into that. The power to experience life is within us because we're part of the whole. We're part of that. All the power that created the universe is available to us. Good morning, David in South Plano. And Eddie, thank you for sharing this with over 200 friends. I love it. The more this message goes out, the more we can engage in our oneness and we can make this world a place that works for everyone. Oh my gosh, hi there, Belgium. We've got Belgium out there. Oh my gosh, thank you. Wow, I don't know how to call you. Is it D or D still? Tell me how I should call you. How should I address you? See, I'm not familiar with how other countries, when they put names together that are different from the United States, I really found that to be the case. Good morning, Tanisha. I found that to be the case when I went to India. Man, I couldn't pronounce the names. I had a hard time. It took me like 3 weeks to pronounce my best friend's name now, Niranjan. Now, how simple is Niranjan? But my brain at the time couldn't grasp it. I understood the letters, but I didn't know how to say the name. Do you see how I brought that back to understanding versus knowing? One of the things that I know, you notice I'm consciously using the word know, is that people want to feel good. People want to laugh. Oh, my real name is Dennis. Good. Thanks, Dennis. People want to laugh. So yesterday I was in the hospital doing some pre-registration, some checks, because on Monday I'm going in to have my hip adjusted again. I'd had surgery 3 months ago. Leg's a little shorter. They're going to pop it out, pop a different ball on the end of the socket, make my leg longer. Well, as I looked at the nurse who was working with me, she was too damn serious. And I'm going to tell you, when I see someone too damn serious, I'm going to lighten them up. And so I just made it a ball. And then yesterday night, I get a call from my friend Janice. Janice is the scheduler of surgeries for the doctor that I'm using. And we built a relationship because I've had the surgery 3 months ago and I worked with her then. But I'm different than all the other patients. I make her laugh. So she calls me up and says, "Hey, Lee, I moved your surgery from 12:30 to 7:30 on Monday. Do you like that?" I said, "I love it." And she says, "Did you get all your work done?" I said, "Yeah." I said, I did the urinalysis. And I said, "I don't even know why I would do the urinalysis." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, about 15 years ago, I went to this doctor, this Russian doctor, and she did a urinalysis. And she came back and said, 'You have the most perfect urine.'" I said, "Well, thank you." And Janice immediately said to me, says, "We need to sell that." And I said, "Really?" I said, "So you want to be the marketing arm and I'll be the supplier?" And we just started to laugh hysterically. And you see, so many times people, because we're in roles, like I have the title of a minister, they put me in a box and want me to react a certain way, to act a certain way. You know what? I'm here to break that mold. We all tap into infinite spirit in different ways. We're all unique, whole, and perfect. And when someone puts us in a box, that's the worst thing we could let happen. The worst thing we could let happen. I had someone ask me a couple of weeks ago, "Why don't you dress more like a minister when you're doing these little morning things?" I said, "Because this is who I am. I'm a dry fit shirt type of guy. I'm comfortable." So what I'm sharing with you is I understand and I know that being my unique self gives me a sense of self-worth. I'm demonstrating self-love. So I'm saying to you, be yourself. Be self-loving. Eddie goes, you're a minister, and goes, lots of laughs. I am. I've got the credentials. I've got the credentials. I've got a master's degree in consciousness studies, and I am a licensed and ordained minister of the Centers for Spiritual Living. Isn't that great? But here's what I've got. I've got a curiosity. I've got a desire to share. I've got a lot of world experience, and that's what I bring to the table. That's what I bring to the table. Hey, Mel, you're in the United Kingdom. I have a Europe group that meets 1:30 my time and Central Time, and we meet every Wednesday. Mel, if you want to be a part of that group, check it out. Send me an email at rev.lee@agapecsl.com with your email on it. Well, your email will be on it because you're sending it to me. But the email you want to be contacted, I'll send you a link. We're not meeting next week because I'm having surgery next week. The week after, we're going to meet. You might want to join. We've got 7 people in this group. It's absolutely incredible. I want to expand my Europe group to 12 people. And wait a second, I forgot. I've got, what is it, the Ukraine up there, I think? I've got Belgium. Dennis, if you want to be a part of that group, send me an email at rev.lee@agapecsl.com. And I also think I've got Istanbul. I don't know what time zone is that. If you're in either of the England or the France time zones and you want to be a part of the group, Iana, send me an email as well at rev.lee@agapecsl.com. In fact, my email's in the comments section below, so you can find that there. Isn't that cool? God, I forgot to mention that. Well, thank you, Angelica, about wishing me a great surgery. I'm going to have a great surgery. Here's what I'm going to do. You want to know what I know? On this, I know that when you tell the doctor that they're going to do the best job ever, they do that. I did that the last time, but he did a perfect surgery. It's just that my leg's not long enough. So here's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to say, hey, doc, last time we had a little bit of a blip here. I want you to know that my soul is going to be outside of my body, watching and assisting you. Think about the fun that's going to cause him. I can't wait for that. Because here's what I know. We're all one, aren't we? I know we're all one. So I'm connecting with the soul aspect of him, with my soul aspect, so that in the outer plane, the human plane, that this surgery goes perfectly. You like that, huh, Lassane? Where are you at, Lassane? I see your name and you went, ha, ha, ha. And there's Betty. Betty's there from Spain. Betty, she's in our Europe group. Betty is a hoot. Just love her. I'm glad you found us, Betty. My God. So knowing versus understanding. I say that to you. Anything else you want to talk about this morning? United Kingdom. Okay, Lassane, if you want to be a part of the Europe group and want to test it out, we won't be meeting next week, but the week after, send me an email at rev.lee@agapecsl.com, and I'll send you a link and you can test us out. Be with beautiful people like Betty. We've got Spain, Ireland, England, and France as a part of our group so far, and I'd love to get it to 12 people. I think 12 is a perfect family where we can come together, be safe, explore new ideas once a week, build a little community. And guess what? After that, build another community. Maybe we'll build one for Californians. Maybe we'll build one for, different time zones. Better yet, if any of you are interested in that type of thing, send me an email. I know the small groups are the way of the future. Big groups are not. That's going away. Yeah, we'll still meet as a big group here in Texas, but small groups are the way of the future. So if you're finding that desire to connect, send me an email. Hey, I've really talked a long time today for what I'm doing here. So what I want you to know is that I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here Sunday. I'll be here Monday, but not at 8 a.m. because I'll be under the anesthesia at that time. But I'll probably check in later that day. And I want you to know this. If no one tells you this today, I want you to know that I accept you just the way you are. In other words, I'm telling you that I love you. So until tomorrow, you go create your best day. Have a great one all. Aloha.